Hello, and a good day to everybody. I hope you're feeling as wonderful as I am. As founders, we may not feel significant. We may feel like a drop as opposed to an ocean, right? Like Mr. Mufara says. But a drop, big or little, is a sampling of the ocean, and it has properties like the ocean. So, you are the ocean. Just kind of keep that in mind. Hello, and my name is Jeffrey. And moving into this, we all know that Mr. Mufara was passionate about technology and has been for a long time. He's our CEO, and he's been long working with online systems, marketing in particular. Well, a while back, very disappointed, he had lost hope in the online marketing place simply because of the many, many unethical things that were going on there. So he developed an idea for a business that would provide a way for anybody to work from anywhere and make a decent living. In essence, he started to develop a way to foster hope for those that needed it most. So he set about creating a fresh new business model. Sifting through dozens of models and hundreds of criteria, he created a revolutionary new model that literally flips the conventional business model on its head. This is to say that the conventional model almost universally is based on a survival of the fittest mentality that says to make it in this world, we have to grab everything we can for ourselves, usually at the expense of others. And it's a mentality that operates on premises of resources being limited, there being winners and losers, and the winner takes all, that we're all separate from one another, that we work uncooperatively for individual benefit. And it also says to keep our eye on the prize, we need to be asking ourselves, what's in it for me? Now, flipping that around, Mr. Mufar worked a lot of long hours to establish a new model that's based on the new sciences, and it's based on premises that say there's more than enough resources for everybody. There's only winners, and we can win big together. We are all connected, and we work together for mutual benefit. And of course, to keep our eye on the prize, we ask, what can we do for others? Now, Mr. Mufara's new model is based on those revolutionary principles, namely, and I'll repeat them, there's enough resources for everybody, so we only have winners because we're all connected, and we work together for mutual benefit by asking, how can we help others, right? We got to keep that goal in front of us. And that revolutionary model, it took a lot of work to develop, and it contains some elements that are pretty consistent within, models of businesses. And they are products, leadership, pay structure, corporate structure, technology, support, globality, legality, and of course, solutions. This means, if I can sum it all up, is our model has real products, ethical leadership, a pay structure with math that works and makes sense, a corporate structure that's well-funded, debt-free, and fully licensed, technology that is new and superior, support that provides immediate or near immediate response, a global presence and functionality, and it's completely legal, meaning we're legitimately licensed and registered, and we also provide real-world solutions for real-world marketing and business challenges. If you'd like to know more about that business model, just do a search on Onpassive, the perfect solution. Now, at the start, there was only a general plan. There was a strong desire and a slogan, do it or die. Personally, I'm glad that slogan didn't get brought forward. I like the in it to win it, done for you, and AI with heart slogans. Anyway, Mr. Mufara's work started with a simple path. It was accessible to anybody, and it made it possible for others to join. Now, that path led to becoming a founder, as we all know, a member of GoFounders. Now, Mr. Mufara created a development team in Kolkata, India, and their first task was to automate GoFounders, which allowed a way for us to be marketing Onpassive, invite other founders, and to stay in touch with not only the founders, but the staff and our prospects. So that was all started in 2018. That year, as the original idea of becoming a network marketing platform took shape, it had a pre-launch window of about 90 days and a budget of about $100K. The idea was to attract about 3,000 to 5,000 founders and accommodate a user base between 3 and 20 million users projected over 2 to 3 years. But right out of the gate, we gained a membership greater than anybody expected. And by November of 2018, we surpassed the 5K founder mark, and by the middle of January 2019, we surpassed the 10K founder mark. As a result, Mr. Mufara had to rethink his strategy, so he extended the launch window and the budget. Continuing momentum, though, throughout the next couple of months, it fostered a confidence to increase the budget and expand the product base. Now, by the end of March 2019, we had created a big bubble of hope around our development, and we surpassed 20,000 founders. Of course, by then, we were also experiencing some growing pains. In April 2019, in Mr. Mufara's words, we got it right. Again, he beefed up the budget and he adjusted Onpassive's operational scope. Having continued to add more marketing tools, the platform held a whole suite of products now, and by the end of June 2019, we had more than 30,000 founders. Going into the second half of 2019, Mr. Mufara moved the office from Kolkata to Bangalore, and we took on some more staff. Meanwhile, to change gears for just a second, we had and still have the managerial office in Orlando, Florida. But we outgrew the Bangalore office, so we moved the IT hub to Hyderabad. We added more staff, developers, and engineers since the move, and the employee number fluctuates, but to give you an idea, we're considered a large company as rated by the number of employees. With the increased growth and sophistication, etc., Onpassive migrated from an online marketing company to entering a much larger sector with products that include computing and software and telecommunications and just about anything that involved the communication or systems that help transmit information. Once that stuff was added to the product suite atop an already massive network marketing platform, Onpassive morphed into a large information technology company as a comprehensive digital solutions provider. Meanwhile, as development of new core digital products emerged, concepts for radical breakthrough technologies also emerged, and they became part of the Onpassive process. As Onpassive continued to expand on all fronts, our capabilities also grew, keeping pace with an already robust product base. That's about the time Mr. Mufara started looking at the automation as a means to streamline efficiencies, because the product suite needed seamless integration and automation throughout the digital infrastructure to make full use of its sophistication. Now, during that time, Onpassive also had challenges with getting that automation because we didn't have the expertise needed to add the features without getting them from other companies. To complicate things, what Mr. Mufara wanted to do wasn't even possible to do with the conventional technology. The man's nothing if not a visionary, right? Anyway, those realizations, coupled with the desire to have everything done in-house with full automation, led him to dive headlong into artificial intelligence, or more specifically, machine learning. Meanwhile, momentum kept going, and by the end of the third quarter 2019, we had surpassed 40,000 founder accounts. As a result, Mr. Mufara increased the budget again, added some more staff, and hired top engineers to develop our own AI. Doing that turned our product suite into a smart business solution. And when we added newly created products with smart tech, the smart business solution became a complete digital ecosystem, and it represents the internet's first ever total internet solution, which we call a TIS, and is full and completely automated. Needless to say, the launch was pushed out again as product creation, integration, and automation took center stage to produce an intricate infrastructure of AI sophistication. Onpassive represents a first ever total internet solution with an ecosystem of partners, applications, providers, and customers. And it will provide our customers, which includes founders, everything they could possibly need to start, maintain, and build their online presence. And our system combines the four technological pillars of automation, tools, traffic, and residual income. Mr. Mufara introduced it to us, summed it up as CAPMO, an acronym to quickly explain the system. Now, to learn more, just Google the phrase Onpassive CAPMO. By the end of 2019, Onpassive had become an information technology artificial intelligence company with over 50,000 founder accounts. 2020 rolled in with a bang, and not long after that, we saw the COVID-19 pandemic express itself all over the globe. India was hit pretty hard, and our IT hub was shut down or conducted minimal operations as directed by the Prime Minister more than once. As a matter of fact, we just came out of another lockdown earlier this month. During some of this time, those that could worked from remote locations. 6 months later, in June of 2020, we had doubled our active founder accounts to 100,000. It was more than obvious that Onpassive had captured the hearts of a lot of people, and those people, the founders, had a strong source of hope in Mr. Mufar's vision. We developed more high-level IT products and beefed up some existing ones to become individual departments as standalone businesses. Our foundership seemed to have gotten a critical mass as people realized the magnitude and sophistication of what we were doing. Because 3 months later, September 2020, we doubled again to 200,000. 3 months after that, at the end of December, we had doubled again to 400,000 founder accounts, and we had about 50 independent departments within Onpassive. Keep in mind, all this was happening during the pandemic. Not to mention there was a massive renovation of the IT building in Hyderabad. And I don't mean, a few offices, I mean several floors. So moving into 2021 brought more contact with regulatory agencies, governments and such, right? And we've been developing relationships, closer relationships with them ever since. Everyone pretty much knew Onpassive had been doing some alpha testing of products and programs and services and such. And crossing into the new year, we had all known about OConnect. But Mr. Mufar started to share with us about some of the other alpha testing that was happening. And this was simply saying that groups of staff were running 100 or so accounts through some of the products to get a sense of some integration and performance factors. The big one being talked about at the time was Academy. But there were a lot of things happening other than that too. And along with running alpha on Academy, Team Onpassive was running alpha on a lot of other things that included ODIT and OMail, OConnect, OPost, OCounting, OCapture, OWallet, and a lot of these were integrated with Academy. The founders got a good look at that around February of this year. Also, ever present in the background were issues and challenges of financial, legal, and regulatory systems as we continue to achieve complete compliance across international borders for more than 200 countries. A little later, somewhere around March of this year, Mr. Mufara rolled out 20 or so of the products for the founders to see, and we all started talking about the massive mega product launch. That's when the majority of founders realized we were already in the early part of soft launch and that launching Onpassive was not going to happen in one fell swoop. A lot of us settled in to appreciate the journey because we were getting a real sense of just how big this is. Hope blossomed, as did appreciation, and as a record-breaking influx of founders pushed our founder accounts, toward the end of June, we were at 750,000 founder accounts. With a continual development of products and adding feature-rich content and capability to existing ones, our digital evolution has been pushed beyond anybody's expectations. There's also been 6 sizable GoFounder changes or upgrades. Mr. Mufara didn't even release the last one, the 6th one, but instead opted to create a new platform from the ground up. We know that as OFounders, which is slated to go online in a week or two. That was the 7th change, and OFounders is just one of the 50 or more full-fledged departments within Onpassive. When it goes online, it'll bring several products for the founders to test drive, including ONet, OWallet, OTrim, OTracker. Possibly, in the days following, I think Mr. Mufar is probably going to add OLead and a few more. We'll see. But it's also going to house the new OFounders ebook, which is drop dead gorgeous. And there are about 50 very motivated founders working on about 50 different translations. Now, continual development of its online marketing tools and services formed our foundation of the product offering. And those offerings have grown into a product suite. That product suite became a smart business solution. And that smart business solution continued to expand and evolve in Onpassive's digital ecosystem, which later became completely automated with the integration of artificial intelligence and is now the world's first total internet solution. Yep, the sum result of our effort is an online digital marketing ecosystem with an AI neural net that we call our TIS. And yeah, it's smart and completely automated. The AI is technologically and emotionally intelligent, and it can feel the love, so to speak. So yeah, we got heart. More than that, our AI has heart. Right now, we're a groundbreaking artificial intelligence and information technology company. Our intellectual property, proprietary cutting edge technology, and innovative AI base are all wrapped like a sheath around Mr. Mufara's vision. And that vision is the DNA of Onpassive. Now, let's keep in mind the big three tech giants, Microsoft, Google, and Facebook, they took about 5 years to hit unicorn status, right? It's a $1 billion valuation. Onpassive's progress is already being watched around the globe with great anticipation as we await the arrival of the world's first unicorn colt, called a sparkle, able to stand on its own immediately following birth. Yeah, this is to say, according to what we believe the first month's earnings are going to be, then projecting out 12 months, Onpassive is going to hit that $1 billion valuation well before the end of the first year, and the numbers I'm using for that are very, very conservative. This is what Mr. Mufara had to say about how we got started. Quote, "We are starting much stronger than other companies like Google, etc. Our staff has come from companies like JP Morgan, Apple, Wells Fargo, etc. Like Google at its beginning, Onpassive is a movement and we too will become a global leader. In this way, we will be way above the crowd." Unquote. As such, Onpassive is a lot more than just disruptive. It's going to power a positive global economic change that's going to disrupt the current online marketing model, and it's going to replace the current online business model to allow millions to get unstuck, as Mr. Mufara puts it. As a sidebar of sorts, that's going to start with the founders, of which I fully believe there's going to be 1 million of us, give or take, and we're going to be the first ones to grasp the vision and collectively internalize the hope manifested through it. It's happening, and it's happening in large part because of our consciousness, our awareness. In particular, as founders, we're setting intentions and we're holding those intentions with and for each other. Without getting too deep, just know that Princeton University came out with a study some time back that says when bonded groups of people are holding an intention together, then it's 6 times more likely to happen than holding that intention on our own. And Onpassive founders are certainly a bonded group. So, if you're doing all sorts of activities with Onpassive with other founders, I just validated all of you taking that time to do so. Anyway, the founders, whether big drop or little drop, are all expanding the Onpassive consciousness, and we're moving it forward. But let me get back to being unstuck. Here, I'll use another metaphor. You see, a lighthouse is built in an area that requires safe navigation lest we find ourselves battered on the rocks of life, right? Well, Mr. Mufara built the lighthouse, the Onpassive lighthouse, to stand tall above the hazardous online terrain so that we can see safely to navigate the vessel we control, our business or our hobby, whatever online presence we may have. The beacon of hope that emanates from a lighthouse is held by the structure of the lighthouse, energized by the power found within the lighthouse, and amplified through the lens of compassion, radiating it out as a beacon. Now, I know that's kind of weird. I'll put it this way, all right? Onpassive, its staff and infrastructure, is the lighthouse. Mr. Mufara is the light, held up and powered by the lighthouse. And the founder base is the lens of compassion through which hope is magnified for untold millions, eventually billions. In this way, Onpassive can get us unstuck, can lift us up and out of current circumstances of lack or failure through a powerful, sustainable, completely online digital marketing platform that offers products and pricing such as the world has never seen. And I do mean world. We have a market cap of just shy of 5 billion people because that's how many internet users there are, and they will all have a reason to come to and be in Onpassive. We have everything needed to fully automate any online presence. It's all scalable, fair, and priceless. The founder's position is the only one currently available from Onpassive and is only available in pre-launch. It has a one-time price of $97 US with a money-back guarantee. It's a yearly membership, and even though its benefits are immediate, the clock, so to speak, starts the day we open to the public. This means through founders, we can build our personal customer base at no cost right now. But the founder cost may go up as we hit soft launch. Now, during the soft launch, we're going to be able to test the marketing and money flow. That means there has to be money in the system, so there will be a chance to earn even before we go public. Think about this and look at the amazing things that we've done in the last 2 years. Through Founders, and after we open, millions of customers, eventually billions with a B, will gain access to Onpassive's life-changing platform. We have platforms for email, marketing, domains, web, training, education. We got AI chatbots and trackers. We got HR management, social media, payment solutions, webinars, crowdfundings, academics, business automation, you name it, we got it. 50 or more products that are standalone capable of generating unicorn level income. What's more, they're all connected to each other, integrated, fully functional, and completely automated through AI. This is the help that we've been needing, right? Onpassive is exactly what we've all been looking for. And we need to know that our products do not have caps, which simply means they support unlimited use. Incidentally, this unlimited theme, it runs throughout everything done in Onpassive. And that means that we can run our entire business under total automation with more products for a whole lot less than you're currently paying. And that cost is the lowest fair market price on the globe. Yeah, we got one low monthly price with no upsells, and our system can pay you a lot to use it. And here's something that Mr. Mufara said recently about what we are and what we offer. Quote, "You pay and you own the world. That's it. That's what Onpassive is. Everything you need to communicate, to learn, to educate, to earn, to connect with the world, to promote your business, to any activity that goes around your daily life, today's life, is already in Onpassive. Once you make that payment, the light goes on." Unquote. And leaving you with that, I want to thank you so much for joining us here and allowing me to talk a little bit about the future and the way I see it. Please get back with the founder that invited you and join their team. It's going to be a choice you will cherish. But whatever you decide, just know that we wish only blessing and blessing upon you, upon your family, and upon your future.